What's up, guys? I have some news about my fight career in general. The news is that I am now officially a free agent. What does that actually mean though? Well, I've worked through my entire contract. I had a 6-fight contract. We only got through 5 of the fights because of COVID, but I've officially completed, lived up to, done all the fights that I was obligated to, and now I am free for the first time in, I believe, 2 years to look at other promotions. So that, guys, is the topic of conversation today, and stick around because I'm definitely going to want you to hear what I have to say and then want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think I should do about my fight career? Alright guys, not being with Bellator is bittersweet, really, because I absolutely love the company. Scott Coker, Mike Kogan, the rest of the team, just amazing to work with. I don't have anything really negative to say about this promotion. But unfortunately, because of COVID, they are no longer doing events over in Europe for the meantime. No events in Europe means no kickboxing, so unfortunately that means I am not able to sign a kickboxing contract. I could continue with MMA, and that's something I'm going to want your guys' opinion on later on, but for the moment, no kickboxing with Bellator means a number of things. Number one, I can't defend those belts behind me. Number two, because I cannot defend those belts, I would be taking a massive pay cut to continue doing MMA with them. And number three, I know a lot of people are itching for me to move to one of the other promotions, one where the talent is really high and I can showcase my skills and try and go for maybe another world title. But realistically, about, I'd say a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I actually had my plan to be finish my entire career with Bellator. I was thinking I was going to fight for 3 or 4 more years, which would take me into my late 30s, maybe 2 kickboxing fights a year, 1 MMA fight just to mix it up. And Bellator was paying me really well for those kickboxing fights. But now without the kickboxing, it's time to move on or to change directions, change the direction of my career. I am kind of shaking my fist at COVID, like, darn you, COVID, you really threw a loop in my plans. Cost me a lot of money, but you know, it's been hard on everybody, so let's move on from that and stay positive. Oh, and the funny thing about this whole situation was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, somebody messaged me and they said, "Oh, Gabe, I noticed you got released from Bellator." And I was going, what? What do you mean released? I mean, my contract's almost up. And then I look at the website and sure enough, it says Gabriel Varga released. I ended up contacting them and saying, guys, you got to fix this. That's not correct. They did a little press release. I don't even know if anybody saw it. It's kind of like news, you know, on the front page of the paper, bam, this big, amazing information. Everybody goes, ooh. And then somebody goes, no, that's not true. Oh, okay. The newspaper goes, let's do a retraction. And it's like a little corner of like the 5th page. So yes, Bellator did say they released me. Then they corrected and said, no, we didn't release them. It's just the fact that I've come to the end of my contract. I've lived up to all the fights I said I would do. 1 fight ended up getting missed because of COVID. Bellator was closed down for a while. 1 fight fell through the day before the fight because of weight cut issues with my opponent. And then aside from that, I went 3-1 with the promotion. 2 title defenses, a MMA win on my debut, and then a split decision loss on my second MMA fight. That was just a rough fight. That was just me learning that, okay, you know what? I need to learn more about the ground game. I need to learn a lot more about cage wrestling because we spent a lot there. And cardio, like heart rate cardio, I'm like, oh, I'm in good shape, but arm fatigue just did me in that fight. By the time we got to the second round, I was putting way too much effort into trying to push myself off the cage, and I didn't have anything left to give in my punches. It's just my punches had nothing. Plus I was on antibiotics, not an excuse because the guy legitimately beat me, but I was on antibiotics just because I got a blood infection the week before the fight, a little cut in training, and then the leg just stiffened up. But do I regret trying MMA with Bellator? Absolutely not. I took a loss. You know, it's a loss, whatever. It's a sport that I've been doing for the groundwork. I think my jiu-jitsu coach was reflecting the other day and he's like, man, you did your first fight on 10 weeks notice on groundwork, and then you stopped training, and then you did your second fight on 10 weeks notice, and both times he's like, man, you came in with injuries. I was trying to prep you up in this short period of time and you had knee injuries or leg injuries both times. So our 10-week training camp really turned into more like 6 or 7. That's just the nature of the game. I'm glad I tried. I have no regrets. Now let's talk about where I go in my career from here. Because honestly, I'm having a blast teaching you guys, watching the YouTube channel grow. Am I ready to stop my fight career? Absolutely not. There's been so many people who have been advocating for me to stop my fight career for 3 or 4, well, not even 3 or 4 years, ever since I won the first glory belt there. When I won that one, people were like, Gabe, retire, you've done everything you need to. But I went, no, I want to do some more, and I still want to do a little bit more. So where am I looking? Well, let's be realistic. I'm not going to fight anymore for, chump change. If somebody offers me something like, a fifth of what I used to fight for, I'll just go, you know what? I'm going to retire. I can make more money teaching. There's no point in putting my body through these big stressors and just beating it down all the time. So where can I go where I can make enough money? Well, of course, I can continue with Bellator. I can keep fighting over there. I won't make as much as I was making because kickboxing's gone, but I could focus in on MMA and really try to climb the ranks over there. Alternatively, I could also just find a smaller promotion to try and fight for maybe 2 or 3 fights, get my MMA career up to 4-1 to 5-1, and then try and sign with UFC. Or the one that seems most attractive to me at the moment is to try and sign with ONE FC, because over there I can go after the kickboxing title and I could continue with MMA because I'm really enjoying learning the groundwork now that I have the time and we're not cramming everything into a 10-week session, like 10 weeks of training camp. Learn as much as you can. Now it's slower pace. I'm able to relax. I'm able to actually start processing information without being nervous about an upcoming fight. So we have ONE, we have UFC, and we have continuing with Bellator. What do you guys think? Which way should I be going? What would interest you guys most? Where do you think I should be fighting? One other thing that I'm really looking at, actually two things I'm actually really looking at, is number one, a rematch with Kevin. We almost made that rematch happen about 3 months ago. And unfortunately, Kevin had to pull out last minute because of stuff that was happening in his life. It was disappointing for me, but he is a stand-up guy. I do not believe for 1 second he pulled out because he was scared. He just had other things that were more important than his fight career that he had to deal with. But that's still something I'm interested in, a rematch with Kevin Ross, just because I had so much respect for him for so many years. I still do. And our fight only went 1 round, not even the full round, just something like 2 minutes, and I know we can put on a great performance that the fans would love and appreciate. The other fight, which I still really want to do, is a matchup against Sanchez. Now, where can that fight happen? ONE FC potentially could make that fight happen. Maybe I need to go over to Thailand and I just need to sort of hunt him down and go, you know what, you and me, we need to fight. I would do it so politely. I have so much respect for that guy, but maybe I need to go there. Maybe there's another promotion in the world that can make that fight happen. But those are the 2 fights where I go, okay, you know what, I will take these fights without being at a really high pay grade, especially for Sanchez. I'd go down to a 5th of my normal purse just to have the opportunity to share the ring with him, and I think show everybody out there that I can beat this guy. Some guys out there right now are laughing at me. I know you are. You're going, you can't beat Sanchez. But remember, I took down Lerdsila, and that guy is a Muay Thai phenom, but not as good as Sanchez. I do recognize that, and Sanchez is a little closer to my natural weight. I think we could weigh in around, I don't even know what he's doing right now, 140, 147. Either of those are easy for me. So Kevin Ross or Sanchez, I want to get those done before the end of the career. Aside from that, MMA or over to ONE for kickboxing. What do you guys think? Throw in the comments below. Let me know where you want to see my career going. Maybe enough of you guys will comment the same thing below and you'll let me know and just sort of push me in the direction. Because in the past, I did everything the way I wanted to do it. What do I want? Now I'm actually thinking like, okay, what are the kickboxing fans, the MMA fans, my subscribers? What do they want to see? If I had to take a choice, I mean, being in the UFC would be very cool, but I'm realistic. My head isn't blowing up where I'm going, okay, you know what? I can be a UFC champion. Give me 3 years. I think I'm far enough in my career where if I get into the UFC, I'd be like, you know what? I'll do 1 contract, maybe 4 fights, and then I'd probably call it. Whereas with ONE, I feel like maybe 2 fights to climb the rankings, get the kickboxing belt. I don't even know if there's been any kickboxers or maybe Petrosian who have had a ONE title, a Bellator title, a Glory title. I got the Hero Legends title. It'd be a nice collection. I'd really like to go after that. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think about which direction I should take in my fight career. I appreciate everybody always tuning in, throwing comments below, giving the video a like, of course, getting subscribed. Guys, thank you for being here today. And as always, train hard. I'll see you back here soon for another video.